Hey everybody, welcome to Yoga Moments. I'm Janice and this is Yoga for Trust. So I haven't done a ton of videos lately. I've kind of been focused in other areas of yoga and wellness. I do work at a hospital, so I am on the front lines. And I think now more than ever we could use yoga for trust. So trust in ourselves, in what's going on around us, and all the things that we cannot control. And if you love this, if you love the channel, I'm also teaching, doing some videos for Three Tides Wellness. I will link their information below. You can check them out as well. It's myself and a bunch of other colleagues who are all wonderful yoga instructors. They're offering yoga classes and they're offering Instagram Live as well. So check them out. Wherever you're at today, find yourself on the mat. You might want a blanket, otherwise we're gonna hop right on in. So come up to the top of your mat. We're gonna find our standing alignment. So really press all four corners of your feet into the ground, lift up from the arches, and see if you can just feel the inner thighs engage there. See if you can find a little strength and support. You can close your eyes here if that feels good to you. Take a nice big full breath in, let it out. We're going to draw our navel in and up, lift our heart here, and we're going to come into a traditional Tadasana. So palms are going to face out, bring your shoulder blades down away from your ears. You might even squeeze your shoulder blades together just a little bit behind you, kind of opening your chest, and just stand here for a moment. Find your breath. And if this feels unfamiliar to you, if you're like, I feel a little open, a little vulnerable, maybe a little silly, no worries. Trust yourself. You got this. Everything is good. And then before we move from this place, see if you can just take all that extra energy that you've been holding that you don't need right now and just let it all drain from you. So let it go all the way down through your feet, out into the earth. Trust that it's just transmuted, taken away. We don't need it. And then if it feels good to you, imagine just light coming back up your feet here, all the way up your legs, up to your heart, your shoulders, your mind, your third eye. And then really see if you can find this balance between holding this Tadasana pose, becoming this Tadasana pose, and finding softness. So there's this sweet balance that we go for, the one that kind of pulls us to our limits, to our fullest self, and the one that's soft, supportive. All right, if your chest is coming forward, see if you can send your hips forward. Stack your head over your heart, heart over top of your pelvis. You might even send your thighs backwards in space, just a little. You can open your eyes, inhale, sweep the arms up. And then we're going to exhale, sweep them down. So keep your shoulder blades plugged in. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, push the air away from you. So engage your arms here. Sweep up 1 more time. Bring your biceps towards your ears, your thumbs point backwards, and then push the air away. Now we're going to interlace right behind us, interlace our fingers, and if you're like this, no worries. If this is as good as you go, no worries. If you bring your palms together, that's cool too. If you need a strap, grab a strap or a towel. We're going to reach our palms down and away, open the chest just a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Gaze might come up to where your wall meets your ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, reach forward with your heart. So arms are going to come all the way up. Let your head hang heavy here. Take a nice full breath in. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your tummy towards your thighs. Keep reaching those arms up. And then we're going to exhale, let the arms go. So they're going to come all the way down here. You'll feel the blood rush back into your hands. And we're going to inhale, slide our hands all the way up our legs. So moving intentionally here, coming back into a standing pose. And from here, we're going to shift our weight to our left foot and pick up our right knee. So you can catch your right knee, press into your left foot, flex your ankle, point your toes forward, and you might hug it up a little more. And then trust yourself here. Take your right knee, release it, reach the right foot all the way back, step back into your high lunge. If you wobble, no worries. If you fall, no worries, gotcha. Come back on up into your lunge. We're going to reach our hands all the way up, open the chest. So reach through that right heel, draw your left hip crease back, and then send your tailbone forward. Look up towards the sky here. Nice big breath, reach those arms back a little further. And then we're going to take our arms down, come into airplane arms. So reach that chest forward. Shoulders sliding, or shoulder blades sliding down your back here. Draw your navel in and up, keep yourself supported. We're going to bring our hands to prayer position and then twist to our left. So right elbow comes to the left knee, you got this. Draw back on that left hip crease. And then see if you can turn your heart towards your hands. So trust yourself here. So it doesn't matter who we are when we show up. Just want to find ourselves here, trusting who we are. We're going to inhale, come back to center. Plant the hands on either side of your left foot. Good job. Stay with me here. We're going to plant our right hand, open up to the left. So finding this nice open twist, and it doesn't matter how far you come. No worries. Don't judge yourself. Trust the fact that you turned up. Open your heart here. And then we'll exhale, plant the left hand, step the left foot back, and we'll take a flow here. So from plank, we'll lower down halfway, chaturanga to up dog. If you prefer, you can do cobra, no worries. Find your heart opener, find your breath, and I'll meet you in downward facing dog. So take a moment here, press into all 10 fingers, send your hips up and back. See if you can create this nice long spine. If your knees are bent, no worries. Honor yourself, rotate your thighs towards the back of your room, so in towards each other and back towards the back of your mat. And then look to where you're going. So draw a line with your nose, look forward, and see if you can trust yourself here. Bend the knees, and we're going to jump all the way to the front of our mat. Good job. If it took you more than one jump, awesome. All right, from here we're going to roll all the way up, coming back into Tadasana. Open the palms forward, send those thigh bones back. Reconnect with yourself here. See if you can soften the toes, the jaw. We're going to take our hands, inhale, sweep them all the way out. And then exhale, push the air away. So just opening our chest, our shoulders. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, push the air away. You might integrate the neck one more time. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale. We're going to interlace our fingers behind us again. This time put the opposite thumb on top. Feels a little weird, but I promise you can do it. And then we're going to reach our palms and shoulders down and away. Open the chest. Find your breath here. On your next exhale, reach your heart forward. Come into a forward fold. Reach your hands up and away. Bend your knees if you need to. You might look towards the ground or between your feet and think, all right, someday I'm going to be even a little bit closer now. Breathe here, you got this. Reach your hands up one more time. On your exhale, let them come back to the mat. Breathe here, and then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly root to rise here. Push down with all four corners of your feet. Lift up. Rotate your shoulders if you need. And then we're going to shift our weight to our right foot. Pick up our left knee. So you can catch your left knee here. Give it a great big hug if you need. And then with complete trust, 100% trusting yourself, we're going to let go of our left knee, step it all the way back into lunge. Make sure your feet are on separate tracks. That's really going to help you out here. So make any adjustments you need. Inhale, take the arms up, reach them back, draw your right hip crease back just to square your hips here, and then see if you can straighten your left leg. Breathe here, reach those arms back, find new space. And then we're going to exhale, arms are going to come back into airplane arms. So reaching forward, long spine, right from your tailbone through the crown of your head. You got this. We're going to bring our hands to prayer. Take our left elbow to our right knee. Turn to the right. See if you can line your heart towards your hands. If you're shaking, no worries. You got this. Inhale. Come back to center. Plant your hands on either side of your right foot. And then take your right hand, open all the way to the right side. You're almost there. See if you can spiral your heart a little more towards the sky. And then exhale, bring your right hand back. Plant it, step your right foot back. Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Take your time, feel it out. And then I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Take your time. So from here, we're going to take our right foot and step it all the way forward. So almost like we're doing our lunge again, except this time we're going to walk around here into our wide-legged forward fold. So walk your feet out if you need. If you didn't take as big of a step, that's okay. You can always make adjustments here. Press into all four corners of your feet. Lift up from the arch, squeeze your sit bones together, and then let your head hang nice and heavy here. If it's available to you, walk your hands back towards your feet, and by towards I mean in line with your feet. Breathe here. Let your head come a little more towards the earth. Reach your heart a little more towards the earth. Breathe here. Should feel really good. So even though we're moving, we're finding stillness. And then we'll walk our hands out underneath our shoulders. Bring our hands to our waist and then come all the way up here. We're gonna heel toe in, fix your hair if you need to. And then we're gonna turn our toes out just a little bit. We're gonna come down into a yogic squat. And by that, I mean we're gonna lower into it. So how we move is important. And we want to move as a cohesive unit and trust that our body has our back. So as we move, our body's going to adjust and support us. So body intelligence on point can really, really help keep you safe, especially if you're on the move, going quick, perhaps you're working on the front lines right now, and we want you to be safe. So trusting your body, trusting yourself helps, and if we can do it on the mat, we can do it off the mat. So we're gonna bring our hands up to our heart, lift your sternum, shoulders are gonna come down away from the ears. Take a nice big full breath here. And then when you're ready, from your center, so really exploring what this means to you, from your center, wherever you imagine that to be, imagine it just getting heavy and lowering. So everything else will adjust, I promise. Your knees will bend. Your body can do this. If you need something underneath your heels, go for it. You can roll a towel or a cushion. If your heels are up like so, you can always step on something and it gives your body that kind of feedback and support. Wherever you are, let your tailbone be nice and heavy. So bringing our heart up just a little bit, using our elbows to push onto our knees, using our knees to push back to our elbows. You got this here. Very grounding pose. Trust yourself. If you're wondering, when are we moving? Trust yourself. All right, on your next exhale, take your hands behind you. Come on back into a seat. You can shake the legs out if that feels good. And then we're gonna take our feet out as wide as we can. Toes are gonna point up. If you want a blanket to sit up on so that you're not rounding through your low back, go for it. Grab a blanket. You can always pause the video and hop back in a couple seconds. And I say that just for people who have tight hip flexors who are like, I'm trying really hard to sit up. Make it easy on yourself. Support yourself. Be kind. Sit up on a cushion or a blanket. It gets a lot easier, and then you can actually get the benefit of the flow and the stretch. So we're gonna sit up nice and tall here. Ground down through your thigh bones. Toes are gonna point up. We're gonna take our hands up nice and tall. Turn to our left side. Exhale. Reach down that left leg. So it doesn't matter where you are. Keep your heart reaching forward. Keep your gaze past your foot. So we have a tendency to like round through, look towards where you're going. Keep your eye on your future. And your future is an even deeper fold. So look past your foot. And eventually, with practice, you will go from here to here to here, and you'll feel fabulous. You'll be like, look how far I've come. And you won't even know sometimes. You'll just be like, huh, when did I start being able to reach my foot? So have some fun, enjoy it. Definitely nice to hear the birds outside. We're going to take our hands, start walking them towards the middle, and see if you can reach your heart forward. So it doesn't matter how far your hands go, see how far your heart can reach. Also a good metaphor for life. All right, come over to the right side. Same idea, stay grounded through your thigh bones, toes pointed up towards the sky, and then reach your heart forward. So look past where you are, look past your right foot. Breathe. Make sure that you can take a nice full breath. Should feel really good. And then we're going to inhale, come all the way back up. We're going to take our hands behind our thighs. Inhale, pick them up here. And we're going to come just into Sukhasana. So it's often challenging, especially when we're humans who like to do, and go, to actually be told that we don't get to do all that anymore and that our lives are going to be different for now. And that's okay, but it's an opportunity to explore just who we are and how we move, because like I said, how we move matters. So being mindful, being aware, all things that support us both in our yoga practice and our life. So we're going to sit up here in Sukhasana, nice easy cross-legged pose. We're going to bring our hands to our thighs or our knees, or you can fold them in your lap, whatever feels comfortable. Perhaps you take a mudra, Gyan mudras for wisdom, where you bring your thumb and your index finger together, kind of like the googly eyes. And you can do whichever feels right to you. And if you feel like something different feels right to you, go for that. We're going to just find stillness for a few moments here, trusting. So ending with almost a little meditation today, coming into our breath. And if I can encourage anything, anytime you need to ground yourself or refocus, I always recommend to people, imagine roots growing from wherever you are. So if you're standing, from your feet, if you're sitting, from your legs, your bum, your feet as well, imagine roots growing all the way down to the center of the earth. So pushing through the soil, reaching all the way to the center of this magnificent planet. And when the roots have reached the center, imagine that connection happening, and imagine light traveling back up. So it can be this beam of light, it can be, kind of like this electric sparkle coming back up those roots and letting it come right back into you. Just feeling grounded. You might notice as that light comes back into you, you kind of have this moment where you almost catch your breath, kind of like it's full, fulfilling. And then just be present here for a few more moments. If thoughts are coming, let them pass. There's no right or wrong here. And then you can slowly flutter the eyes open. We'll bring our hands to our heart. Thank you so much for taking this time for yourself and sharing it with me. I'm honored and grateful. And wherever you are watching this, I'm wishing you the absolute best and sending you all kinds of love. Namaste.